Welcome back to the channel, friends. It is great to be here, and I hope you're doing well. So today we're going to be running with some more Cubed and Dangerous here today, continuing on with our campaign, where if you saw the last episode, we beat World 1 and World 2, and that brings us to the Infinite Desert. So the Infinite Desert, as the name might imply, it's kind of a battle gauntlet, and we're going to try to take it as far as we can go. Now the cool thing about it is, we do get to keep our kit of equipment, of course, including our weapons, our very strong weapons, and nice accessories and armor, right? So let's hop right on in here, my friends, and, while we're hopping in, if you're enjoying the content here on the channel, then please consider becoming a subscriber. You can check out this game. There is a free demo on Steam right now, link in the video description. Check it out, add it to your wish list. It is set to release very soon in its full form. And plus, the development team, Ace High Arcade, awesome people. So, feel free to support them if you like the game. That would be awesome. Alright, so let's see. So this is the Infinite Desert, right? So it looks like there's an oasis at the end, and, I must admit, I don't have too much experience with this, so we're going to explore as we go. However, we see two paths here. So we can take the leftmost path, which has some epics, and the rightmost path, which has a legendary. So I think we go with the rightmost path, obviously here. We have a search and destroy mission, plus 30% enemy damage. Got to be careful there. Extra room, so it's going to be a big map. And we need to basically collect the objectives on the map. So collect the loot, and then defeat a targeted number of enemies to complete the mission. But just as a little refresher, let's see what kit we're rocking with here, my friends. So we do have the Heart Ripper 3000, and that is plus 2, the little crit multiplier. We have the chain gun, so this is actually a pretty effective weapon. Sprays a lot of lead. We have the heavy ordnance, one of my favorites. Just a wonderful, wonderful tactical weapon. We have the Juggernaut. We have the titanium treads. We have the 1 cube army. And we have the Centurion. My friends, if you want to understand how we put this kit together, just check out the previous video of Cubed and Dangerous here, and you will see that all come together. So without further ado, let's just hop right on in here, my friends. Search and destroy. Let's go. Yeah, like I said, I don't have too much experience at all with the Infinite Desert, so we're going to learn a lot about it, hopefully here today. But of course, the mission is to stay alive. So let's stay alive. Let's get some loot. Let's keep going. And let's let our heavy ordnance do the talking. So that saw blade launcher, right? The Heart Ripper 3000, a really effective weapon, especially in these tight corridors where you can sort of bounce it off the walls. You can get a little more bang for your buck, right? And our character is spec'd to essentially keep, as long as we have our combo above 5, our character gains a lot of attack power and just survivability as well. So we want to keep that combo on the left there that is currently on fire, a scorching 145. We want to keep that high, right? So that's what we're looking to do here, my friends. Lots and lots and lots of enemies, though, I must say. I've got to get my bearings back with me here. So let's get our first piece of loot. It is off to the left here. It's indicated by the blue box on the map. Remains to be seen. Okay, so that is the loot. We just got it. Looks like there's some more loot behind this door, so let's figure out the combination. It is 2, 3, and then 1. Excellent. All right, the door comes down. We lost our combo. That's all right. We can always get it back. Let's avoid the traps as best as we can. I don't want to get tied up here. All right, I know you're going to shoot, flamethrower. Let's go. Got to watch out for those red guys. They do shoot grenades at you. Grenades are very strong, very powerful weapons, especially with increased enemy damage. And my goodness, I've got to be careful. In fact, where's the heavy ordnance to do the talking for us? All right, so I've got to relax and let my armor regen here while we build up our combo and take out some of the foes. All right, so let's go. Let's go. And we have a huge host of enemies here. Heavy ordnance, blow them away. Let's go. Man. They just whip it on you in the Infinite Desert, I tell ya. All right, let's go. We got to keep going here. We just don't have much health left. I did make some reckless moves, I will admit. Wasn't quite expecting Such a huge enemy presence, though. And keep in mind, the enemies are hitting for 30% more damage. Definitely working against us here. Let's see how far we can take this, though, my friends. Usually, in my experience, right, the enemies lurk around pretty much every corner. This game is very action-packed and will keep you on your toes without question. If you like games where you're battling, lots of hordes of enemies, then this might be a game for you. I've got a few runs of it here on the channel. If you're liking what you're seeing and you want to see some more, there's a nice little playlist here on the channel you can check out for yourself. Good game, and like I said, the development team has been a joy to work with. So why not play their fun game that is, of course, set to launch here very soon. Join the hype train here, my friends. And kind of what I'm finding is we kind of have to just hold the fire button down. I mean, honestly, it's the only way to really deal with the mass hordes of enemies. And that's obviously where reload speed and clip size does come in handy for you, right? So we definitely want to... And of course, there's ways to get those upgraded, right? Those stats upgraded. Definitely seems to be a much greater factor here in the Infinite Desert. All right, so we have... Looks like we have our loot right up here around the corner. Let's not take unnecessary hits, though. I want to keep my armor all charged up, and yikes, we walked into the electric door. I don't like being stuck in a room with those guys. And we tried to get through the electric door again. It just didn't work out for us. Alright, so the loot has been recovered here. A few more pieces and then we're out of here, my friends. We've killed 993 enemies. But we have 2 more pieces of loot to grab. And like I said, the enemy does tend to ambush you as it respawns. Can definitely create some challenges, especially with these bigger worlds. And we don't necessarily have a ton of health. So I'm going to try to be more cautious here. Got to watch the escalation bar, of course, too. But these red guys, their projectile is very hard to see. It comes at you very fast. And it's hard to see. They can certainly get the jump on you. Definitely a nemesis of mine. So I need to let my shield restore just a bit here. I'm going to keep taking hits from those grenades. Man. There's another hit from a grenade. Alright, I gotta be very, 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 very careful. Alright, there goes the spikes. Okay. That would have been it right there, my friends. But somehow I managed to avoid that. Okay, get the android. Get this door open and let's get out of here in one piece if we can, that is. I've got a little bit of armor left. Yeah, you can't really rest easy in this game. It challenges you in basically every corridor once the game ramps up in difficulty and the enemies get, these multipliers on them, right? Alright, let's see if we can get the loot and get out of here. How about a health pack or something, game? What do you say? There's some loot over there. I'm not going for it. I got to get out of here in one piece. Let's go. Wow. That was super intense. Holy cow. Alright, but we got it done. We got it done, my friends. That is good. 4 items collected, 13 experience collected as well. Seems like experience is a little more abundant here in the Infinite Desert. And that, of course, upgrades your metagame. Alright, so what do we have for loot, though? Hard Hat, Centurion, Ordnance, Bandolier, and a perk. Alright, so let's start with the perk. Let's open it up. We have 10% to all damage. That is the one I typically go with. How about this Centurion here? 22 armor, 22% to all damage, plus 13 more armor. This is energy recharge, accuracy, 26% to all damage, and 26 armor. And this one gives a little bit more armor, but less damage, less accuracy. I think we can move off of that. Hard Hat. Just not very impressive. Clips contain plus 2 rounds in the Ordnance Bandolier. However, we would have to sack our 1 cube army. I'm not a fan of that. So let's go ahead and sell this as well. Got some cash in the bank now. Glass Bauble, plus 10 focus, recover plus 1 focus per second. last 2 levels. Let's check the shop. Alright, so the shop has a health pack, which is obviously pretty critical. So let's make sure we get that. 52 of 217. Don't really like our health standing, and it looks like the health kit prices. I can't see because my little recording bar, but that was very expensive. That was like $2,500 or something like that. That's terrifying. Alright, forge item. Don't have the money for this. Yeah, we just don't have the cash. However, my friends, we do have a legendary up next. So I do want to use this because, I mean, I need anything to just keep me alive here at this point. We're in sorry shape. But we have a legendary on the field. So this is, again, a search and destroy mission. So the same mission as last time. However, there are only 4 pieces of loot. So maybe it's a smaller level. There are no modifiers in this. 160 enemies. Let's go. Alright, I'm going to take more of a cautious approach. Although in this game, you will certainly want to sort of just rush in. I'm hoping for a bit easier of a time in this particular one. Maybe an opportunity to build up some HP. The armor recharges, the HP doesn't, and obviously the HP cost is greatly increased. The health kit cost, I should say. Alright, so I'm not seeing any grenade launcher dudes yet, which is good. That's great, actually. Alright, so it looks like we have a little spot off to the right here. So we're going to have to take this first. Let's take this first. This could be a game-changing piece of legendary armor. I guess you just don't know until you secure it. I'm hoping it's something that just gives us a lot more survivability. Maybe it gives us some health and damage. Maybe health, armor, and damage, right? Just something. We need something, for sure. But let's keep taking them out here, my friends. And let's keep going. See, I think we're noticing that this particular level, without the modifiers, 30% extra damage is a scary modifier for the enemies to have, of course. But I think we're noticing without those modifiers, right, this gets a little less intense. Which is great. Could use a break from the intensity for one map, that is. Alright, so run across the bridge. We've got to go up here and to the left now. So let's go. Heavy ordnance away. Let's go. Alright, let's work our way back around. And down here to the left. Alright, so we got to cross the bridge, it appears. And what I've noticed about this is the enemies like to hang out right at the bridge and block you in. It's smart programming. It definitely creates a challenge. Sometimes you'll find yourself in the water or, you know, environments. Got to be careful there because you will rapidly lose health the more you bounce around. Cubes cannot swim here, my friends, and that appears to be lava. Right? Terrifying stuff. Alright, let's stay true to what our kit does for us, and that is, of course, buy us a little bit of space and separation to unleash the heavy ordnance to keep our enemies at bay with its impressive blast radius. Alright, still looking good here, still looking healthy. Let's get across and let's get out of here. And the way the enemies spawn in, right? So, just because you've been through a location doesn't mean that it's clear. It isn't. They will spawn back in and they will be looking for some revenge, for sure. Alright, heavy ordnance away. All right, we got one more here. It's behind lock and key, though. So let's go ahead and unlock the door. Let's get it, and let's get out of here. Let's see what legendary piece of gear that we get. This is always exciting stuff, right? When you get a legendary. Always exciting stuff. I really do like the loot system in this game. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it's, like I said, it's exciting. And ideally, I mean, I can take some armor hits. That's not a problem at all. We do not want to be taking health hits, though. All right, so the way has been cleared. The portal has been shown to us. So let's take it as we can. I think there's some poison gas blocks in here, though. Got to be careful. Don't want to take unnecessary damage, and the enemies are numerous here, my friends. So let's get all the loot we can, and let's get out of here. All right, very nice. Very, very nice. All right, so we did manage to maintain our health reserve level, which is great. And what do we have? We have the Death Stride. So these are boots. Okay. So we do have the titanium treads. This gives us a little more health and armor. We move a little faster. But the main sort of property of the titanium treads is getting interest and whatnot, right? So what do the Death Strides offer us? Well, let's see. We have a 4-star railgun. Wow. I mean, that'll sell. Can't take off what we're rocking here. All right, Death Stride. 104% to crit chance. 38% crit multiplier. Crit chance and crit multiplier. And you move faster, too. My goodness. I mean, this gives you almost 200% crit chance, which is crazy. And almost 100% crit multiplier, which is also crazy. However, we lose a huge chunk of survivability. We will lose 32 armor and 20 health by taking this off. That is scary. Very scary. Purchases are cheaper. How about some more armor, though? Let's go with that. I don't think I'm ready to sell the Death Stride yet, but I think it's something to maybe keep in our inventory if we get another item, right? So we don't have a legendary helmet. Maybe we get a legendary helmet that sort of really props our character up. Then maybe we can consider going with the Death Stride. I mean, it does make you just output that much more damage with all the critical hits you'd be doing. But I just don't see us very long for this world if we're unable to stay alive with armor, right? And the health packs are very expensive here, my friends. They just are. So that's not good. This game is kind of squeezing me out here just a little bit. Let's see what we can do. We just got to play good, just got to stay alive. And look at this. Okay, so I thought... Okay, never mind. So we have a quiet town, but first up we have an elite and powerful mini-boss. Boss has plus 88% health. Yikes. Okay, so we're going to be really tested in this one. Luckily, we do have the glass bauble in effect, which will help us restore armor. We have a quiet town coming up here as well. And then we have the Oasis. I'm really curious what the Oasis is and what it does. To find out, we have to get through this elite and powerful boss. It looks like, what, the twins, I want to say? We're going to find out here soon enough, my friends. Let's use the heavy ordnance as we have. Chain gun, I think, can dish out a lot of damage if we just aim properly. The saw blade gun, the Heart Ripper 3000, is really good at sort of clearing mobs. So let's go. Let's get the chain gun humming. The Chuck twins. Yep. Yes, indeed. Knew it had something to do with twins. Alright, so let's stay moving. And like I said, heavy ordnance will lead the way. We just gotta give it an opportunity to do so. Alright, armor taking some damage, but that's okay. Gotta watch out for those grenade launcher guys. Alright, let's go around the Rosie again here and see if we can get some vision on the Chuck twin. We got him. He's down to about a fifth of his health. Our armor's still looking good. We haven't taken HP damage yet. Still looking good. Looks like one might have fallen there. One of the Chuck twins. So let's see if we can just... Here's a health pack. That's huge. Alright, good deal. Alright, Chuck twin. Where's the other one at? He's down this way. Let's fire off the ordnance. Let's let it do the talking. Right, there he is, right there. This guy's gimmick is to throw boulders at you, okay. Alright, that is good. That is net positive because we didn't lose any health. In fact, we got another health kit. Health is becoming a precious commodity. We're at 72 at 217. Still got a long ways to go, but we got some gold and we got some interest back as well. I suppose that is the value of the titanium treads. And we can take this $5,000 into the Quiet Town. Prototype reloader, piercing ammo, we got a few perks, and studded light armor, which will sell, but let's go with the perks first. Heal +5 each level. I mean, that kind of sounds useful. Weapons pierce +1 extra enemy. Purchases are 10% cheaper and sales are 10% more lucrative. Do we go with something like that? I mean, I do like the weapon pierce, but given we're sort of at a zone where, I mean, we're just not making enough money. I think we go with bartering here. I mean, +5 healing for each level kind of feels like lower impact. I'm torn between these two. Let's go with bartering. +2 focus, +10 energy. Clips are 10% larger. I think that does really well for our chain gun. Although +2 focus is nice too because that's armor regen, right? Let's go with the larger clips. Let's sell the studded light armor here. It's got nothing for us. What do we have? Weapons pierce +1 extra enemy last 2 levels. That's nice. And then 30% shorter clip reload. Also very nice. Okay. Death Stride. I think I'm still going to hold on to it. We can buy another health pack here. I think we kind of have to do it. What I'm going to do, though, first is I'm going to go to the Quiet Town. We're going to go here first before I spend all of my cash. So let's go. The Quiet Town it's a non-threatening place. And what you do is you meet up with these little NPCs here, and these NPCs will sell you a variety of things. They can also offer the forge up to you, which is cheaper than the forge in the regular shop, so it is beneficial to, of course, go here. In fact, their pricing just appears to be better in general. But let's look at the spiked heavy armor here. +40 armor, +60% tougher armor. Wow. I don't think it's quite good enough to take off our legendary armor that we have. However, are we able to maybe upgrade? Look at this spiral laser. 34% damage, larger area, knockback, crit multiplier, base crit chance. Goodness. I think I like the weapons that we have, though. We're shooting fast, which is really good. Let's check out the forge. So we have $5,500. The Juggernaut here. So we are getting more armor as we upgrade this more. So that's a call out. Titanium treads, I think, probably get some more health, maybe some more armor if we upgrade it. The Heart Ripper, I mean, that's kind of due for an upgrade itself. Let's see, do we upgrade 2? Do we spend all of our cash and get 2 of our items upgraded here? I mean, the Centurion, that'll probably give us a little bit more armor too, but what about level 5 Juggernaut armor? It's either that or we get like the heavy ordnance upgraded and like the chain gun. But that's all offense, right? I need defense here. Energy recharge, crit chance. Let's go with the Juggernaut. I'm doing it. Alright, +5. 9 focus, 14 armor. Crit multiplier does jump up quite a bit. We get more adrenaline, so grants +75% to armor. And focus delay 6 times as heavy at combo 5. So we will get our survivability that we so desperately need at combo 5. Not to be confused with Mambo number 5, that one corny song from, what, the late 90s, early 2000s? So this fellow can forge our dash here. This will make us cost less energy. We'll take it. And we are just dead broke here. But I think what I like about this is it's just a nice little reprieve, right? A quiet town after... Wow, we got a lot of vendors here. Heart Ripper 3000. 84% shorter clip reload. That would be kind of crazy, actually. Blunderbuss. We got the blaster beam there as well. So yes, these vendors do sell legendary items. Maybe I should have kind of checked it all. The blaster beam, I think, would go pretty well with our current kit, but then again, I'm kind of digging the chain gun. It's kind of got us here so far. Why stray away from something that's been working, right? Instead, just upgrade it. That is something that you will certainly find in this game. The fact that you will have to choose, my friends. You will have to choose. Alright, so back into the real world here, I suppose. There's another quiet town here. We have another search and destroy mission here. And these enemies are all modded up. More health, plus 40% enemy damage. Yikes. Plus 5 extra rooms here. Holy cow. So I think I understand what's happening here. So the oasis is indeed a mirage. And what's happening is, the further along the path you progress, the further away this appears to be getting. I knew something strange was going on. That is clever programming. My friends at Ace High Arcade. Clever, clever stuff. I think I have cracked the infinite desert here. So I think it does remain a question that I have. You know, can you ever truly reach the oasis? And great, we have the grenade launcher guys in this. With a 40% damage mod. We have wallers now too. Yikes. Alright, well, let's do our best to stay alive. Looks like that guy morphed into a big guy. Alright, let's just get the loot and get out of here if we can. That is. These enemies are doing scary things now. And that's, of course, on top of the scary amount of damage that they're doing. Let's keep our combo at 5 and above. Alright, so let's go left here. I like kind of leading an engagement with the heavy ordnance. It has definitely kept me alive so far as it really clears up the enemies. Okay, so there is another piece of loot up there that I did not see. Gotta be careful. Even the smallest of mobs can do half armor damage to me. And we've been working to build our health reserves back up. Yep, so running across the trap is a really bad idea. Especially with a bunch of enemies waiting on the other side. Alright, let's go. Heavy ordnance, lead the way. Alright, now back across the spikes here. Let's have a little standoff. My goodness. Alright, so that got real dangerous real quick. But you see how the enemies just respawn quickly on you, right? Makes you feel just perpetually unsafe. Alright, so we took some HP damage there. That is the kind of damage that we don't want to take. And some more there. Those grenade guys are just so brutal. I've got to try to take out that grenade guy. But it's not going well for me right now. Got a strafe. Let's go. Man, going up the corridor was relatively easy. Going back down the corridor is the most dangerous proposition. But I've got to wait for my armor to recharge. We have literally 8 hit points left. These enemies are doing an extreme amount of damage. Yeah, this isn't looking good, my friends. Escalation bar is also filling up, so that's another thing. You can't just slow roll it. You can't just milk it. And the Waller got me. Yeah. I mean, the escalation bar was filling up there. Not much I can do, man. It's more difficult than it might appear, my friends, especially with the enemy modifiers. I mean, the price of the health pack goes up, right? So the price of the health pack goes up. Obviously, in the Infinite Desert, that appears to be happening. So you can't restore your health to full. I don't think would have really saved us in that one. I was taking too much time. I was being too careful. But I kind of had to, right? I just kind of had to. But this is cute and dangerous. This is the Infinite Desert. So I think I figured out the deal with the Infinite Desert, right? The Oasis continuously moves. So instead of being able to kind of scout out your path, right? You're sort of stuck with your selection. And then you find yourself in a really difficult mission like we found ourselves. So let's pop back to the main menu. I will show you just a little bit more about the metagame here. So you notice we were getting experience, right? Well, that goes into this upgrades menu here. And what the upgrades menu does is that it's essentially a metagame, right? So you get the experience and you can use the experience to upgrade these various categories. So for instance, we can do focus. We have 36 available here. And you can actually respec these whenever you want, right? So you can cater to different builds, and it looks like it maxes out at plus 15%. So obviously I like health, armor, and damage, right? I think those three are pretty darn key. And then focus is your shield recovery rate, your armor recovery rate, essentially, right? So that's kind of what I have going for the metagame here. Actually, let's do this. Focus charge. And then as far as the collection goes, so let's just take a peek at this. So I do like this. I think this is a great little addition to the game. And this was, of course, the compendium of weapons. So here's the blaster beam, right? Challenges upgrade quality to 5. Okay. I think, no, we didn't do that with the weapon. So it looks like there's different challenges with the weapons. Complete Act 2 well equipped, upgrade to quality 5. Okay, cool. So I wonder what happens once these challenges get completed. So we have the Tornado Cannon, the Blaster Beam, the Heart Ripper 3000. These are the 3 legendary weapons available in the game right now. Of course, the development team is working to just add more and more content, which is awesome. For tacticals, there is, of course, the one legendary tactical that is the Heavy Ordnance. One of my favorites right here. Absolutely. If you get that, smile with glee. For hats, we have the Jeweled Crown and the Viking Helmet as the 2 legendary representatives here. So the Jeweled Crown is all about focus, max focus, and focus recovery. Right, so that'll keep your armor nice and charged up. Probably would have been good for us. It looks like there's a hat I have not found yet. Interesting. Kind of looks like the Lucky Clover, but obviously it's not. Or maybe that's a legendary. I mean, who knows, right? As you find them, they become revealed, right? So we have the Portal Harvester and then the Juggernaut. So challenges. All current challenges complete. Okay, got it. So since we got it to plus 5, the current challenge has been complete. I'm not sure exactly what it does for what completing the challenge does, but it's definitely an element to this game that, you know, the development team can sort of build on, right? If each piece of gear has its own challenges to it, it just adds so much more replayability, right? So maybe you're rocking solar panels, you got it up to level 4, and then you get a legendary armor, but you have a challenge that says you got to get to level 5 or whatever, right? Looks like there's a piece of armor I haven't found yet either. But I really like that idea, having, you know, individual challenges for equipment. Very cool. Belt, we have the Soul Ignition and the 1 Cube Army. Looks like we found all the other belts. Of course, we had the 1 Cube Army in our latest run. And then for the boots, we have the Death Stride in Titanium Treads. Of course, we were rocking the Titanium Treads. And if you look at the portrait here, so this little metallic background, that means that you completed the game with that item equipped, essentially. So since we completed the game, right, beat the first 2 worlds with the Titanium Treads equipped, get a little metallic background. So that's a way to tell if you've beaten the game with that current piece of gear. So that is a collection here. The items. We also have the field manual. So this will go over the bosses, and you have to destroy a certain number of bosses, and then you get more information on them, right? So the Chuck Twins here, they keep their distance and throw pawns and bowling balls at you with high accuracy. Patience is needed to whittle down their brick escorts and get close for the kill. So a little compendium, some information, of course, on various bosses in the game. And then we have the regular enemies. These guys right here are my nemesis, the Grenadier. Relatively weak, but carries a grenade launcher with some high power. Move carefully and destroy with extreme prejudice. Yes, indeed. If you see these guys, take them out first and foremost, I'm telling you. Then we have the solid gold pawn, so this fellow is tough and fast moving, but carries extra loot, so I think it will try to escape. It's like that goblin in Diablo 3, right? That spawns in, you gotta kill it quick, and then it drops a bunch of loot. It's kind of reminiscent of that. But cool, you know, cool unit variety, right? Definitely. And of course, as the game moves further to release, we will see more and more added to it. Got some stats. Let's see, how we doing? Total run attempts, 201. I don't think I've done 201 runs. Definitely not. Done probably like 10. Attempts to swim at 23. Yeah, that feels about right. So that's when you're running across the bridge and then you realize it is embargoed by a bunch of enemies. Right? You gotta change paths quick and sometimes you just end up in the water. Hit by bowling ball. Yeah, that feels about right. Highest combo, 500. Wow. When did I do that? Probably in this last run. The chain gun. The high bullet output. Portals entered, 137. Enemies destroyed. We're touching 30,000. Meters traveled, 10,566. Very cool that it keeps stats. This is reminiscent of like Super Smash Brothers, right? Where it keeps your stats. That's very cool. Maybe they could make this a little more granular and keep stats by character. Like think of Super Smash Brothers. That would be my recommendation here. And just how granular, like how many categories can we actually track? That would be really cool. Not all games have that. And, you know, if you spend some time playing the game, I think it makes sense to want to kind of see your lifetime statistics, right? Every now and then, I'll still turn on that old GameCube and check out the old Super Smash Brothers profile. And of course, we have many options here as well. So I think that is going to wrap up this episode of Cubed and Dangerous here, my friends. If you are enjoying the game, like I said, try the free demo here today. Link in the video description below. A shout out to Ace High Arcade and team. Awesome dudes to work with. They've been real cool. The full release of the game is slated for, I believe, in just a few weeks here. Just take a look at Steam. I mean, it's all the more reason to add this game to your wish list, right? Just add the game to your wish list and get it when it comes out if it looks like the type of game for you. It's definitely action-packed. It's definitely a survival-type game. It's a looter. It's a shooter. It's fun. It's a roguelike. There's just a lot of potential with this game, and it's definitely one to keep an eye on. Try the demo out today. If you think I'm doing a good job here, my friends, please also do give the video a like. Get this fine game in front of other folks as well. If you're enjoying the content here on the channel, my friends, then please consider becoming a subscriber. We're playing all kinds of different games here. Cubed and Dangerous is, of course, just one of them. And last but not least, if you want to get more connected with the community, feel free to join the Discord. Again, link in the video description. You can meet some cool people there. You can interact with yours truly. And not to mention a really awesome community that's growing. So if you want to be a part of that community, join up. We'd love to have you. So with that said, my friends, I'm going to get on out of here. Thank you so much for your viewership. I really do appreciate it. We'll be catching you in the next video. Thanks a lot.